keeping. Ooh, yeah.
Guess who's back?
Right, folks, back again. Our magic guest this week. I had all my ball jokes used on Davy Jeffrey, so just him is Liverpool legend by Johnston. How are you, Janty?
Dead on, mate. Compare me to Davy Jeffries, actually. I'll take that. I'll have that. No problem. Big Davy's a legend. I'll have that.
We quick one before we start. Me and you haven't really met, but we have. It was about 10 or 12 years ago. Remember Cliftonville used to train on the white back?
Yes, I remember it well.
We used to train beside us for the 18s, and obviously you were in the first team, whatever. And I was injured one day, and you must have been injured too. So remember Benny used to do a physio down the wee changing rooms?
Yep, remember it well.
Getting a wee bit of treatment off. Benny had something wrong with my shoulder. So I had sitting there with a top off, right? And you and somebody else, can't remember who it was, come in and sit down. And I'm like, fuck, kid, you need to get to the gym. And I was like, doesn't he, Benny? And Benny's like, kid, see if you want to make a go at this first thing, you need to get yourself to the gym. And I was like, right, yes, no, 100%, no problem. Straight next day after work, down the phone, signed up by 4 years. And as you can see, it's still me in good stead, you know what I mean? Haven't heard one day. Rightly so, but enjoyed myself. You know what I mean?
You look like you weigh about 2 stone wet. Wish I was as thin as he. Put it like that. I wish I was as thin as he.
Right, well, on the career. So, first memories of growing up, football. Janty, what do you remember?
We lived in Dublin first, my family. So, just playing soccer down there. I remember, just a big field in front of our house in Tala. Jeez, it was insane. 9 million kids all running about. And then moved back up to Belfast when I was 7 or 8. And the guy in the next cul-de-sac run Celtic Boys, Big Jim Heaney, Big Dino, everyone will know him by. And that was it. It's not like kids now, when they have football from 6, 7, 8 years of age, they can go. So I had to wait the under 10, but he used to let me come down and join in and play with all the kids and all. So I loved it. So I was always around him and always around Celtic Boys when I was 7. So it was just then that I just started playing football, and of course supported Celtic. So it was seemed the right thing to do.
Big Dino will steal all your chips and all after a match.
Up a mollusk, famous chippy and mollusk. Warm your hands up, Jesus Christ! You used to queue for a half hour and pray that the chips were scalding to warm your hands up. It was the coldest place in the world. Oh my God!
Brilliant.
But no, he didn't. He was Dino used to go to a coffee house after games, spend all our subs.
Right. So, as I say, growing up playing for Celtic Boys, did you ever any trials or whatever?
Well, Leicester and Bolton. Michael McLeave's dad, God rest him, Jared McLeave, he sent me to Bolton, but it was later on, and I went over to Leicester. Martin O'Neill was the manager, actually, if I remember. It was me and a wee fella from the Shankill, I forget his name. But obviously, me being a Celtic fan, this is gospel truth. Over to Leicester, and they put you up in digs. And sure, I walked into digs, I swear to God, a guy from Leicester. Who do you support? Rangers. Jesus Christ, house decorated from head to toe. Rangers pictures, Ali McCoist, who do you call your mom? Baxter and stuff like that there, and I'm going to myself, Jesus Christ, is he serious? So there's a wee fella from Shankill buzzing beside me, and I'm going up to my room here and just went up to my bed and sat.
Me too.
Wake me up. Unreal, swear to God, just had to go up and sit there by myself, quiet, wait on training, hear me up.
So what sort of happened there? They just trial and then just come back home?
No, just wasn't good enough. You could tell that the kids over there were much better than me. I played for Man United School of Excellence here with Davy Healy and Warren Feeney and stuff.
Yeah.
And thought it was all right, but then see when you go over there, them kids were brilliant. They were exceptional.
Yeah.
They were, what it was, probably more than anything, confidence. They were a lot more confident. I felt like I'd go over to, sounds daft, but an inferiority complex, and you were going to yourself, Jesus, if they're at Leicester from that age, looking back now, I'm thinking, if they're at Leicester from that age, they must be brilliant. And I went over there thinking, geez, I'll not be as good. I'll have to be really good to get this. And then you make a couple of mistakes in a match, you have an average game, and then they think, Jesus, we have millions of hymns over here, so we'll just take one of them. But it was that type of thing. But I went over the Bolton, had a brilliant trial for a week. Thought it had done really, really well. And again, just sent home and never heard word back. But it just must have been the same. They a million players like that over here, just average, because never class. I wasn't exceptional at anything. I wasn't really quick. I wasn't really tall. I wasn't really strong. Never had really quick feet or didn't think. So I never had that one thing that you need to move on. So that's the way it was.
Different kettle of fish across the water, like.
Look, listen, see the full-time training, even later on in career, see when I went down to Shamrock Rovers for those 6 months, honest to God, see, their mentality is ridiculous. They're so confident in themselves. And see, trying to get up to speed with everyday training, your body coming from part-time, it's so difficult. It's so hard. So you need to be doing it from a young age. And see, going over at that young age with Celtic boys, just 2 nights a week, them kids were far, far ahead, far, far more advanced than what we were. So straight away, you're starting off, at a disadvantage. But it was good, like a brilliant experience, class experience. And it was good to say you always had a trial. So all my mates were going, I was busting for one. I just want to say I had a trial too. I'd have been happy enough.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously you come back and then you go over to America for a while. Did you stay? Was it scholarship over there?
I was 2 years at William Carey in Biloxi, right there on the south coast, Mississippi. On you could hit a pitching wedge from my apartment to the beach. It was different class, and I've still keep in touch with real good friends out there. Just, just like we're doing now, we have a Zoom call. Andy Barron, he was one of my roommates. He ended up going on to play for New Zealand in the World Cup. I was on my honeymoon. He came on against Italy in the World Cup finals, and he got Pirlo's jersey and stuff. Playing against things. So the standard was brilliant, and the other 2 boys were 2 South Africans, Brent Carey and Warren Buddy, and a big Scots fella, Mark Suter. I took him over here, big Scots guy, took him back. He came back home. He stayed with me for a couple of weeks. It was when Ireland were playing. Who was it? Was it Germany in the World Cup finals? I think Robbie Keane scored that. Was it Robbie Keane scored that goal?
Yeah.
And we were all down the finals, absolutely paraplegic. He run about in the kilt and all in Ireland top off. he couldn't believe it. The bars were open 6 in the morning though, those ones. We're in our element. Back in bed for 3 o'clock, mind you, in the afternoon. But it was so I've really kept in touch with Emmons and all good mates still. And my what I work at now, I'm a coach, with football management company.
Yeah.
I still keep in touch with the head coach out there at William Carey, and we've sent 5 players out the last 2 years. So it's good to have those contacts, and 5 players from Belfast or the north are heading out there, and they've got a chance of a scholarship. So it's good contacts, and it was a brilliant time, unbelievable. Mardi Gras and spring break stuff like that. Jesus Christ, it was ridiculous.
Basically now you're giving people the opportunity to do what you sort of done. That's brilliant,
but it's class. It's brilliant to give people a chance. I'm not being funny, but there's not much here. If you don't make it in the Irish League, what else do you have? You're not going to go and play in England. You're not going to play in Scotland. So see, getting that chance at a young age to tour away and get abroad and see America. And listen, you're getting a degree. I'm back in university now. For sake of 40. Could you say 28 to 32? Sorry, I was 32 for a long time. So I'm back doing a degree now, putting myself in debt, and them boys are going out there getting a full scholarship, heading away, getting degrees, seeing a different country, enjoying their lives. Ridiculous, the opportunities that they have. So fair play to them, and I hope it works out for them.
So you come back, and do you sign for Coleraine right away, or what sort of happens?
Well, I'd already made my debut for Cliftonville under Marty Quinn, and I broke my leg. I got 9 screws in a plate in my ankle.
Is this before you went to America, or what?
Before I went to the States, I broke my leg. I got 9 screws in the plate, and then the States, I just thought to myself, you know what, Irish League football was insane. So I did come back from it. I was playing reserves, and I've told this story, probably the biggest influence in my career is Paddy McAllister, as it regards a player. So we came back from reserves, and it was whenever you were able to play, if you wanted to play your first team, you could play it. So it was a Wednesday night. Coleraine had a game called off, and it was my first game back. And Paddy McAllister absolutely hammered me in a tackle. First couple of minutes, battered me, and I don't think he knew me. Right. Well, he saw it. I think he did know me, but he didn't know me as a friend or anything. He just knew me. And I knew him because I was Cliftonville fanatic. So he done me, and he pulls me up off the ground, soaking wet. And he turns around and says, "I'll do you a world of good, wee man." Hits me a slap in the back of the head, and away I go. After that tackle, here's me, right? I'm ready for football again now, So what he done, I'll always thank him for that, even though he's a dirty git, for doing it.
Animal. So you end up at Coleraine. So how's that sort of pan out? Just because you knew Marty, obviously.
Well, that's what it was. So I'd made my debut under Marty for Cliftonville, and then I broke my leg. And Marty was always brilliant with me. And the fella you were talking about, Benny Lynch, did all my rehab and all, but Benny, it was brilliant. And I swear to God, he was magic with me. And because he was, up in West Belfast too, he had brilliant contacts in Andy Town Leisure Centre, and he had me down, free use of Leisure Centre, whatever I needed. So I was away doing all the stuff, got my rehab done, and then the opportunity came along to go to America, and I just thought, Jesus, Irish League football is really rough, really tough. And here's me, well, why not give it a bite? Now, the schoolwork didn't appeal to me at all whatsoever. I thought I was going out there to be a footballer, but didn't realise the amount of schoolwork I had to do. Hence the reason 2 years was all I lasted. But came back, and then first person I phoned really was Marty Quinn. I says, look, can I come up and see what Colerane's like? Went up, and again, he was brilliant with me. Marty's been outstanding to me throughout my career. Again, him and Brazzy, the two best managers, the most influential again. And went to Coleraine, loved it. Tony Gorman, Stephen Beattie, Jody Tolan, Jesus, those players. A frightening squad, like Rory Hamill, Big Sean Armstrong. Honest to God, the squad we had up there was ridiculous. And for the Larne, coming back from America, coming from that, like the warm climate, the technical football, come back and see learning off Tony Gorman and Paddy and seeing them really up close, it was fantastic for me.
Brilliant. Just to touch on the cup final, obviously, Coleraine, what sort of squad? Were they ever good enough to win the league, do you think? Or were they not just...
I think the squad I had, definitely. I think it's hard to win a league, especially Linfield at that stage. You have to remember, Glenn Ferguson, Jesus Christ, he was a ridiculous player. He was frightening, and the players they had, they were unbelievable. Bailey, Winky, Stuart King was playing right left midfield. He was flying, wee picky. They were outstanding, and the money they had was more, obviously. But Coleraine probably saying, like, we had older players, no players like the Linfield let go, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they still had they were still technically, I swear to God, Stephen Beattie, Jesus, he was unreal. But Linfield just always had that edge, like it had on everybody. And Glentoran too, they always had more money. But certainly it was a stage, I think when Alfie Whaley came in, we went 23 games unbeaten. Something close like that. And still, it wasn't enough to even get to the top of the league. I think we were always second. So it just shows you how good and how powerful Linfield were in those days going by. But certainly they were good enough to win the league. It was just unfortunate that it was in an era when Linfield and Glens were outstanding.
Yeah. So you stay there for 3 or 4 seasons at Coleraine?
I think we had 99 appearances. It was one off. Now most of them are sub, mind you. It's unreal. I remember one of my first games. Gunnar sent me on and says, "Here, you're going in right back." It was, what was it? I think it might have been playing Cliftonville actually, and we were winning 2-0. He says, "You're going in right back. Stuart Clenaghan was injured." Here's me, right? No problem, Marty. I'll not let you down and stuff. Went in, tried to nutmeg me Georgie or someone on the edge of us. He took it off me and put it in the top corner. I looked for it when he was going to strangle me. Fuck. Give me shit. So I had to buck up my ideas after that, or else Quinn would have run me out a lot earlier.
So you end up, how'd you find your time at Coleraine overall? Enjoy it?
I loved it. Jesus. Even when I go up there now, to see Coops, he was the old kip man. And Harry Gregg, unfortunately, he's passed away. But Jesus, me and Harry shared the same birthday, so I still, till last year, obviously when he passed away, I always phoned him on his birthday. Still kept in touch. Seen Coops, as seen as wee grandson I used to bring in the changing room with him when he was a kid. And the last time I went up, he was massive. He was 6'2". So it was a brilliant club. You couldn't fault Coleraine as a club. Like, you want for nothing up there, and they really look after you. Fantastic club to play for, and I'm glad I did.
Brilliant. So
even though the fans torch me now, no bad thing, but that's a brilliant club.
Part and parcel, isn't it?
Of course.
You saying for Cliftonville? Who's the manager at this stage? You saying for Cliftonville?
That was Eddie Patterson. So
how's that sort of come about?
I was a bit of a dick, to be honest with you. I went to New York in the middle of the season. It was January, and I went to New York, and like Quinner let me go, and then I came back, and just my heart was gone, and the fans were saying that I shouldn't have went and stuff like that. So, and rightly so, to be honest with you. And I, looking back, I should never have done it. But they I'm blaming Mrs. for that one. She wanted to go to New York. It wasn't me. So Marty said, look, if you find a club, you can go. So I met Kenny Shields. He was at Larne. I met Kenny. He came to my house and he was brilliant. And I was going to sign for Larne, and then Tommy Breslin phoned me up and says, look, will you come meet me in Eddie? So went and met them in Lansdowne, I think it was. Right. And once I spoke to Brazzy and Eddie, being a Cliftonville fan all my life, what have I got to lose? So I just went there Reds, and I swear to God, it was the best thing I ever done.
No brainer, sort of.
Well, it was. See, to be honest, the passion that Kenny speaks with, Kenny Shields, he would.
Yeah.
I would love to have played for him at some stage in my career. I really, really would have. But it just Cliftonville come calling. You're not going to say no, you know.
Absolutely. So you're still doing quite well when you eventually go to Cliftonville. You're like third in the league. You win the County Antrim Shield, beat the Whites in the final, and then you get into Europe. First Cliftonville team to win a tie in Europe against FC Danaburg, I think I have down here.
Danaburg, that's right,
Did Lawler give us a wee bonus, or what happened there?
No, but did not. You remember that? Lawler won part of 2D. No, what I remember from that game, my ghost trip I always remember is Freddie Cran after Freddie Jardine in the dugout. That's the one thing that'll always stick with me. It was class. The whole two legs were brilliant. Kieran O'Connor scored at Windsor. And again, I'll always go back. It's the inferiority complex that people from here have. Because teams are full-time, we think, we have no chance here. But as that game at Windsor Park went on, we got stronger and stronger. Our belief, we started to have more belief in ourselves, and we were outstanding. So when we went away, we knew we had a real chance. Like, we didn't sit in against them. There's probably no footage of it. But we had Sean Friars really attacking, Kieran O'Connor attacking midfield. We, Georgie, yourself attacking, Mark Holland. So, and Chris Scannell, Ronan Scannell never sat in his life. So, like, we went out and attacked that team, and we had to go at them, beat them. Marky Holland scored, and I was Marky. And honest to God, see, after the bus trip on the way back was insane, because we were like 2 hours from a hotel, 2.5 hours. We're all paraplegic getting off the bus, but I'll always remember wee Freddie after a game, because he'd been through so much with Cliftonville.
Yeah.
And then to see a man like that, overwhelmed and, crying his heart out in the dugout, it was brilliant. Like, it's something I'll always take with me.
Awful. Brilliant. So, as I said, so 2009 Irish Cup final with Cliftonville. Did you fancy yourselves going into that? Like the whole build-up and all? No, because obviously first cup final in a long time for the Reds.
Really did. Really, really confident, because we had a good team, honestly. Now, we were probably a couple of injuries, like touch and go at that week of the final, but I just hate the Irish Cup. Hate it with a passion. I swear to God, I hate it with a passion. From Marty Quinn telling me I wasn't in the squad, broke my heart. Coleraine won it. The next year, Coleraine get beat. I lost with Cliftonville. So it's one of them things that I hate. And it devastated me, that cup. But we fancied our chances, definitely, because we had a good team. We had a cracking team.
Yeah.
Like I say, Frasey, Fra Murphy, George McMullen. See your team with George McMullen. You fancy your chances. Chris Scannell, Ronan Scannell, Jesus. And it was a crap game. It was scrappy. It was brutal. There was no football played. Inexperience told from probably both teams. I don't think anyone those two teams would have been in the final. And it was just, I remember it just being crap. There was no possession. Everything was up in the air. And it was just a lot of running about for no reason. And look, they won it. And again, it was just one of the ones I've tried to blank from my mind.
Right, so we'll move on then. Shortly after that, you got removed, as you said earlier, down to Shamrock Rovers. How did that sort of materialise?
It was just a mate of mine, Larry McMahons. He's friends with Michael O'Neill. Larry used to play for the Reds, and said to me, look, they're interested. So I wanted to try full-time football, and like I had no idea that Michael O'Neill would go on to be the Northern Ireland manager. But I went down and, geez, I was just blown away by it. The new stadium was built. Their pitch was immaculate. It was summer football. Yeah. And I think I played a friendly against Newcastle. And I was like, right. This is class. So went and spoke to Jared and Eddie, and again, I probably forced it through. When maybe in hindsight, if it happened to me, known as a manager, I'd be like, right away you go. You're one of them ones. So I think they let me go, and they were probably glad to get rid of me if I was being a bit, a disruptive influence and stuff like that. So again, looking back and being honest, I'd be raging if it happened to me now. So yes, it happened, and then I went, but I didn't play much. But the games I played, I loved, and I learned so much from it. You know, in regards as what I wanted to be in the future, which is a manager and a coach. Yeah. So I don't regret it for one single minute. The stuff that it took from him, the working under him.
Yeah.
And him and Trevor Crowley, who was assistant, like I still do the same warm ups. I do warm up with my team, is what I done back then, and that was nearly 10 years ago. So the stuff, honest to God, it was brilliant. It was top class. Tommy Wright, Alan Manis, Gary Twigg, you know, getting it, like Stephen Rice, getting it, Stephen Bradley, who was one of technically the best players I ever played with. Seeking down the player with Emmons, it was class experience. So I don't regret it, but the one thing I wish to stay with Cliftonville my whole career. No one to look back at it at the end, but I didn't. So there's nothing I could do about it. A brilliant experience. Really enjoyed it. So, you know, I'm glad I done it.
That's it. Brilliant. So, as I say, it wasn't short-lived. And what was it, about 6 months in total down there?
6 months. I was half their season, yeah.
And then you rang Big Quinner again, do you?
I come up a road, and then times get hard. I phone Quinner panic, so that's the way. This is the way a story will go. It's be a recurrent theme. So I went up, and it's like Eddie Cliftonville were flying again without me. Didn't need me, so it proved to me another thing as well. You know that you're literally just a number and a slab of meat. So when a club doesn't need you, you go and you'll be moved on. Everyone will forget about you, and you go on and do your thing. You're just a number. So phone Quinner and joined Glenavon, and again, probably the Tuesday I signed, trained on a Thursday. I think I was on the phone to Jared Lawler on the Friday, asking to take me back to Cliftonville. So that's the way that one went. That's the way that one went. And that's not a word of a lie, by the way. Jared will tell you that's the truth. I think I phoned him after Thursday night training session and said, Jared, will you take me back, please?
Just enjoy it down there, no?
Nah, just wasn't for me. It was just, it's a brilliant club, don't get me wrong. And again, see, with the likes of Coleraine, you know, where they had coops and, you know, all the backroom staff, see the backroom staff, and you'll want for nothing. And I'm a fantastic club. Like the players, Jesus. I mean, Blackie does their kits every week. You just give him a wee bottle of Bucky, knowing the way in, bottle of Buckfast. First night you meet him, Paddy McAllister told me, he says, give Blackie a bottle of Buckfast. First night you meet him, you get extra training gear, you get your training gear wise, you get everything. So straight away, I was straight in, get all your training gear, you get everything. So brilliant guy. And again, it was under Quinner, so my heart was in it, but it just didn't feel like the players around me, you know, bought into Quinner, because football was changing then. Marty was still, you know, like still a motivating type of coach, whereas players, they weren't buying into it then. So it wasn't for me then. It was just, you know, I just felt like the players were too selfish, but they were there for more of a get together than wanting to win. So that's the way it was, and that's the way I left it.
Right. So, and then we're back at the Reds. Eddie signs it again. What sort of happened? Just ring him up and go.
Listen, I think one of the Cliftonville players got injured. Someone got injured, and it was a bad injury. And obviously they knew I wanted to come back. So Glenavon were playing Glentoran on the very last day of the transfer window. I think it was absolutely January 31st. We were playing, and it was a Tuesday. And I think it was a Tuesday, because I was at Jared Lawler's house that night at about 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I drove with a transfer from Marty to drive to Jared's house for him to sign it, to put it through. I drove down markets, and then after I said, Jared, how much am I getting, by the way? And he says, sure, we'll sort that out this week, Janty, at training. So I was on a good wage there. Had to go home and tell the wife. She didn't know nothing about it, that listen, I've re-signed for Cliftonville. So she went ballistic. No, Cliftonville wouldn't pay as well as Glenavon. But I just says, look, I need to be at Cliftonville. So that's the way it was. And it was brilliant being back. Like, and I'll always be thankful to Eddie, you know. We didn't really see eye to eye when I left, and we didn't when I went back. But he was very respectful, and I hope I was as well as him, you know, as well as I could be.
Brilliant. So once you do get back, as you say, they were doing well, and they've got sort of a good nucleus.
Until I joined, until I went back.
They've got a sort of good team, and then Patterson gets sacked in the April, and Brezzy takes over. Do you think that was a big changing point with that sort of team that started to push on?
It was massive. Listen, Brezzy was always close to all the players, like really, really close now. And I remember when Eddie got the sack, Brezzy didn't want the job. He genuinely did not want the job. So I remember phoning him and saying, you have to take it. because I knew like maybe I was a player, so I was like, definitely take it. You'd be brilliant for the job. Get to play every week. So, but he was very reluctant to accept it. Really, really reluctant. And I think enough of us phoned him to convince him that we would do anything for him. And that's the way it turned out. He was just the most sincere, nicest man that you ever met. But he'd done the strangest but funniest things, you know, like his job was a brilliant job in the civil service. I was a manager, so obviously he took those wee traits that he learned, you know, managing people in an office, and he brought them to us. And listen, it worked. Obviously, it worked. But Jesus, the difference between him and Eddie, football ways, isn't much. You know, probably towards the end of Eddie's like time with us, he was scared of losing games, whereas Brazzy always wanted to win. He didn't care if you lost. And that's the thing that changed. We went back to that mentality that I had at the start, and it was like, right, carefree. Brazzy didn't want to stand to be bored on a Saturday now. He didn't want to watch balls getting kicked in the air and, you know, Chris Cannell running in the corners. He wanted to be entertained. So we had that. We got that back, and there was like a new lease of life, and everyone felt like they weren't going to get yapped at or shouted at. You know, it sounds like a dick, you know, coming from someone like me who, you know, I don't mind being yapped at, but you know, I understand the football was changing then. So seeing young lads like Boise having that freedom to go and play just instead of worrying about if my touch is bad, will I get trailed off, you know. See having that confidence in players, it's unbelievable what it'll do for them. So Brazzy just had that. He had that unbelievable ability to make you feel like $1 million, and that we thrived under him.
Brilliant. So I have to say he sort of took over at the end of that season then. Just pre-season, you're in Europe, and you're away to TNS, and you score in Europe. You remember much about the goal?
Well, let me think. don't really score. How long does this podcast last for?
As long as you want.
Yeah, I remember it well. Never had a ball like it in my life. I swear to God. Looked like $1 million too, tan and all though, because it was summer. I was out working the roofs with my dad, so a lovely tan head, tan arms, white boots on, immaculate. Couldn't pass water, by the way. Wearing white boots, unbelievable. And wee Stevie Garrett, like lightning. But I think Aaron Smith knocked the ball down the lane, and Stevie Garrett was like lightning run after. And like I say, I couldn't catch up. I was 2 miles an hour, like one of them big Danes, though, like a big Great Danes, were plodding up behind him. And he cut the ball back in an artificial pitch, but I swear it must have hit a bobble somewhere along it, because it hit my foot as sweet as a nut right in the far top corner. No one could believe it when it went in. Cliftonville players were all like, must be offside or something. Everyone just stopped. I just remember it seemed like slow motion. Everyone was looking around. Did that really happen? Okay, we went. So now I get that old one. Jerry Flynn used to say, you know, what's me, Del Piero, Ronaldo all got in common? We're all scored in Europe. So that's my party piece.
Magic, good man. So come back in Brazzy's first season in our County Antrim Shield. Many of you got all, I think it's three or four.
I'm not too sure. Maybe it's 2 or 3. 3, I think it is 3 County Antrims.
That's just sort of getting the wheels in motion, because obviously Boise the next season starts firing all cylinders. You've got Big Chris, obviously Geordie, Ronan. What sort of clicked, do you think, to see the first title winning season?
Like I say, honest to God, it was that freedom to play. We were all good footballers. Like myself, Ronan, Chris, Fran Murphy. We all played for Celtic boys. So we we were taught by Big Dinwiddie. He was brilliant. He was doing the Covier stuff years and years before it even came over here. You know, Celtic boys pass it into space, all that stuff. So we were all footballers. That's all we wanted to do, is play football. Georgie is just the most naturally gifted footballer you see. He's unbelievable. He's the one could lift a dart and hit a 180. You know, like 3 darts, 180. Lift a snooker cue and make a break of 45, 70. All the rest of us are, you know, patting the white. He's just one of them naturally gifted people. So we were surrounded by players that wanted to play football, you know, except for Big Dagley O'Hara. I'm only joking if he's watching this. Big Dagley was class. So that's what we were. Dagley's a legend. So what a character, by the way. So we were just wanted to play, and Brazzy let us do it, and there was no pressure on us. Didn't care if we won or lost. The way he always looked at it, it's only a game of football. That was his famous quote. It's only a game of football. So we went out and we played by freedom. And you know, I remember the following pre-season you're talking about. We played Crumlin United and beat them 7 or 8. and Ronan Skinnell said to me, he says, we have a chance to win the league this year. And of course, me being the Cliftonville, no skeptic because I've supported them all, I was like, you're delusional. But he was right, you know, that we all felt there was something there, but just having that belief to do it.
And he's had a great mix of like a lot of not old ones, but older, as well as like yourself and the Skinnells, Geordie, and then the likes of Tull, Marty Donnelly, Joe, Boyce, obviously.
Listen, what a brilliant change, man. See the young lads, they were amazing people. We Marty, Tull, Stevie Garrett. Honest to God, Boyce, see the laughs they had. Like I used to love going to training on a Monday here with their up to at the weekend because the best laughs. See, like one of the European trips, honest to God, we're in Sweden.
Right.
So was it the first year or second year? Whatever. Whenever I was on my honeymoon, I think, so I was running around, like on a cruise. So I was running around, top of the bus, sending Brazzy pictures of me running, to try and get in the squad for going to Europe to get the team for Europe. I was sending pictures of me sweating. He didn't know how to bucket a Corona, after the run, sitting down the side of my seat. So I sent him pictures of me sweating all night, running all gaffer, looking still busting and all. Can't wait for this European trip, but he gassed me anyway. Knew it was happening.
Yeah.
So we go away to Sweden and we get beat. We've done really well, by the way. Get beat, and then a couple of beer in the bar afterwards, and I heard all this singing outside. It was just this one voice. I got Zara Kieran. Kieran Cadwell's my cousin. I got Zara Kieran singing. Whilst outside the bar, and there he is, no one a fountain. Bollock naked, not a stitch on, doing the backstroke in a fountain, swimming. Well, singing some song like whatever song he was singing. I wish I was in Carrickfergus or something. No, doing the backstroke, leisurely as you like, just swan away. Here's me, Jesus. So see all them boys, him and me, Marty Donnelly and all. They were and Stevie Garrett. They were brilliant characters to have. And again, a couple of rockets in the older squad, like, so kind of a good blend there.
Yeah, class. So obviously, Geordie's penalty seals it down at Solitude. One of the most memorable moments in Cliftonville history. How was the party after?
I was probably nerves were away at the start. I remember drinking the champagne, after, and then I was half cut drinking the champagne. You know me, I don't let the bubbles or anything out down straight up there. Get as much as I can in, but can't remember much of it. It was nuts. I remember phoning the missus and says, "Look, come over to the social club." And she says, "Well, I wear a dress," and I says, "It's Cliftonville Social Club. Look, you wear jeans over here. You don't wear jeans or track bottoms." So we spent the full night in there, like early hours, steaming, and then the bus trip, like the famous bus trip. I swear to God, now it was the most insane thing you'd ever seen in your life. It was class.
I remember looking at it coming up Brunton Park, and I was like, "Is this happening?"
My missus was pregnant, so she was giving me it in the ear. You out again all day, and I was like, "Just won the league. Come on, won the league. 13 years. You wake me up, So here's me, shit, don't want to get out of the car. I'll not come home too drunk tonight. Wrong. Oh my God. It was, we stopped, we stopped somewhere down, like Divis area. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it the Divis? Somewhere down Divis anyway. And we stopped and we're down the bottom of the falls anyway. Forget what bar. But we're all drinking away anyway. And Jared Lawler said at the start, look, no drinking on the bus. We'll drink off the bus, no on the bars. Yeah. Which every bar we got into was giving us cases of beer, no on the bus. So we were firing away on the drink. Get down to Divis, like I say, what bar was it? I forget what bar. And then we'll go on to the markets. And I think it was Eamon Sadak turned around and says, "Here, Janty, who owns this kid?" And he says, "I don't know." Like, I turn around, "Lads, who owns this child?" I don't know. Everyone's looking around. Some wee kid. "Son, where do you live?" "I live in the Divis." "What? You're in the markets, son? Off you get on." Someone made fuck after him. He jumped on the bus when we were there, over the markets bus. Even said that, says, "What the fuck's going on here?" So it was bonkers. It was the maddest trip. Like double dagger, and we pulled up beside a lamppost outside Cassidy's, and we were all spinning down from the top and on off the lamppost. Yeah. And Jesus Christ, you know, look back at it, like they were the best days everyone won it. And then you think, oh Jesus, Cliftonville will never win it again. You know what I am? Won it the next year, and it was a bit more low key. But first year, I would rip the arse out of it. Like,
brilliant. So as I say, you win the league, and then the Champions League draw is made. and we're going to Parkhead. What was that like for yourself? Obviously, big Celtic man.
I was working in Bombardier at the time, and I remember getting a text through. I think it was Lawler for me, Celtic. What? I worked at Bombardier, drinking tea.
I worked there myself.
drinking tea. I had to get the teeth rewidened after I left the place, drinking coffee. The teeth were turning black with drinking coffee. But I got the Jared Lawler text, Celtic. I text back, ring me up. Celtic, here's me, Jesus Christ. I think I took a half day. I'm not even joking. I took a half day. And home I was absolutely buzzing because she was pregnant, moving into a new house out here in Lisburn, and then drawing Celtic in the Champions League. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Honestly, couldn't believe it, and told everyone here me because played like a Harry Gregg testimonial the year before, and I said everyone, I'm getting Scholes' tap. Like I have a brass neck. Like when it comes to stuff like that, jumped on Scholes' back straight away in the tunnel. Hear me, give me your tap. It was 100%. I said, George, no one go near Scott Brown. His tap's mine straight away. So I had him penciled in and all. I was talking to him during the game and all. No, tell you what, mate, it's brilliant. I'm loving this here. Celtic fan and all. Here was catch up. You better fuck. You're doing my head and you better start ramming tackles in. It's just, I couldn't believe it. Hear me. You can't behave yourself.
Yeah.
Unreal.
How good are the Celtic? Like, because I remember watching it and I was like, because obviously people like to give Scottish League, like they like to run it down a bit, but they also do it the Irish League. But the levels, the difference in the levels, phenomenal. Like,
I'm not joking. See that one I said. See playing against United. See Scholes and Rooney, Rooney, Giggs, Ferdinand, Phil Jones. Jesus Christ, you want to see names? Honest to Christ, they were even a step, and it was only a friendly, mind you.
Yeah.
But see the speed of them. Their speed is ridiculous. Their awareness, it's just constant. Like I said, they do that every day for a living. So see us like going to drink tea at Bombardier for 8 hours and then going to training with a full belly full of tea. It's not ideal preparation for a Champions League game. But see, I remember standing beside Kyle and he was tiny. I said, "Oh, throw him about like a rag doll here." Jesus Christ! Tried to hit him on my shoulder and near dislocated my shoulder. Honest to God, they're so solid. Their core strength's ridiculous. Their movement, their speed, speed of play. Brazzy's turned around and he goes, before the Celtic game, he says, "Get your man Chris Commons on his right foot. His right foot shit. Get him on his right foot. He can't hit nothing. I swear to God now, he hit a shot with his right foot and hit the crossbar. The solitude bar is literally still shaking from it. It near ripped the thing. We all say Brazzy half time. Taking the fucking piss. His right foot shit. Did you see that shot? James Forrest as well against Georgie. Here was Georgie. Jesus Christ of Almighty, what's going on? Honest to God, you've no idea how explosive they are, how quick.
Yeah.
Just how the picture they see is completely different from what we see, and it was brilliant learning. It's class, like, but you do anything for a chance at that full time thing. To train at their level every day.
Brilliant, absolute class. So, what were our season after we retained the league? Just a similar sort of mentality in that season.
Yeah, well, we had that confidence because we'd won it. So, I mean, I always remember playing Linfield and see before that's when I was a kid, even with Coleraine and back at Cliftonville. See before you went out and played them. Now you were beat because they had that. They walked about like champions. They had their chests out and head up high, and they never looked at you in the warm up. They just went about their business, and they were winners. So we had that. It was kind of instilled in us, Bradley. Like without putting pressure on us, he always reminded us, we're champions. We'll win this again. Your best team in the league, and he give you that confidence. And we walked about like that. First half of the season, we were average, but we're up around the top. But we weren't playing great. No one was really clicked, and it wasn't until after the second half. I remember saying to Mark Smith the year before, by the way, was the best centre half by a mile in the league.
Yeah.
We started Smicker first, right? So Smicker joined us that year, and Brazzy always puts me in, with the new players, obviously, because I like to talk about. So like break ice, Janty, right? So tell you a crack about Joe Gormley after that too as well. Jesus Christ, the first night I stayed with him, oh my God, night tremors. Up in 19 years of age, night tremors. I was scared to come out on the sheets, the squeals of him, bastard. So me and Smicker's lying there talking, and we're weighing each other up. First time I'd met him, because I'd missed a bit of pre-season. Must have been a holiday or something. Come back and heard, you want to see a centre half, but saying, and right off, Jesus Christ, it wasn't a centre half like him. certainly the best I play with. But we were in the room over Larne. He was telling me I Blackburn and all, played in Scotland for 15 years and done all this. And I was going, Jesus, this bastard's loaded. He's made a career of football. And then just as he's about to go to sleep, he says, here, mate, you wouldn't land as your phone. I have no credit in my phone. Where me up? Bastard tell me hard money he made in Blackburn and fucking playing in Scotland. And I was like, that 2D on his phone. Give me a bastard. So that was all about Smicker. But
magic.
Listen, he came and I remember saying to him, so this is the second season, I remember saying to him, Smicker, because we weren't the same, defensively. We weren't the same all over, so it's harsh to blame it on anyone. But I said, Smicker, like, why are you trying to get people to like you now? Like this time last year, you were standing on people's toes, you were nipping people, grabbing people, you were hitting the hard tackles. He says, why are you talking to centre forwards and all that? Why are you trying to be nice? And then see from that moment, he'd tell you himself, like he clicked and he realised, that he is who he is. And see, once he started to get that bit between his teeth, it seemed like it just spread through us all. And we kicked on again, and it was we battered Linfield at Windsor Park. It's one of the best performances ever that Cliftonville have ever had. I'm not being funny. We battered them 3-1 at Windsor. I think Joe scored a couple. But Jesus Christ, we were unbelievable. It was in January, 0-0 at half time, and Harvey weren't 3 or 4 up. I'll never know. And Minto came in. Minto said, "Just go out and do the same. You'll win 3 or 4 here. Telling you, go out and do the same." And we did. And then that was it. The momentum gathered in, and we just kept winning and winning and winning. And then wanted to port it down that day, and it was 2 in a row, which they always say it's great teams are teams that can do it twice.
Retain it, magic, brilliant. So where are we? As I say, the North season after that, but you're getting on a wee bit, 34, 35.
Cheers, mate. Cheers for the confidence now.
So did you feel it was like the right time to leave, or did you want to leave, or what sort of happened the season?
No, well, I fractured my kneecap on Boxing Day, St. Stephen's Day. I went in for a 50-50 with Aggie Dale. It was a fair tackle. My knee hit his, and I played on. There was obviously a hairline fracture in it, in the kneecap, and I didn't think too much of it, and I went up for a header. I'm a real big jumper. I can jump real high. I jumped about 2 inches off the ground, landed on my foot, but my knee, when it came down, the 2 tendons pulled it apart, and it just blew open. And of course, the missus was pregnant again. By the way, I have only 2 kids. Don't think she's pregnant all the time. She was pregnant again with a second one. And then she was due in January. I broke out on Boxing Day, so imagine phoning me phoning her from the change room. So she was demented, and I just didn't really do the rehab that I was supposed to do because I was older, sorry, and I was 33. It's like I was frustrated, at what happened, and probably felt a bit sorry for myself. So didn't do the rehab properly, and that was it. I just had a year at Carrick, which I really enjoyed. Helping Gary and getting to do a wee bit of coaching and playing with the young lads, at Carrick, football ways. So I did enjoy it, even though, I couldn't do what I'd done. When you get wee players like Mark Sykes flicking over your head and you can't run back to even trip them up, I just knew that was my time. So that was it. But it had a brilliant career, and I'm probably glad at the end of the day because then I was able to focus on my coaching badges and get stuck into other stuff, go back to university and, get on with stuff outside football. So, no, it was probably a good time it happened.
Brilliant. So, as I say, you went back to the Cliftonville setup, actually, was that with Skin, no?
No, Skin. No, it wasn't with Skin. It was with, who was it with? It was what? Mark Smith. It was under 18s. Was it Skin? It was under 18s. Mark asked me back and says, "We look after under 18s," and I'd done it, but I can't remember. Was it Skin? No, I don't think it was. Who was after Skin?
Barry Gray. Was it?
It must have been Barry Gray because Barry then asked me up from under 18s up. It must have been. It was actually. It was him and Harry Fay. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was looking after under 18s, and we done really well with a brilliant wee team. I brought Donald Rocks from Plunkett, Keevan McConnell from Plunkett. Chased them two. We played against them, and they were unbelievable. They were outstanding. We need to get them to up their red. So straight down to her doors the next day and torturing their parents. Got them up, and we were a brilliant wee team. Played brilliant football, and Barry asked me to go up and help out with the first team, and I done it. And it was what an experience, getting back in to see your mates, like people you respect, Chris Kern and Joe Gormley and seeing Stevie Gard, you know, all the boys again. It was class and brilliant experience. And again, it'll stand me in great stead going forward.
Yeah.
And then when Barry went, you know, obviously I went too. And now I'm manager of St. James's. So, and again, all those experiences are helping me now. And it's all going good at the minute.
How are you enjoying St. James's?
Love it. What a club. Honest to God. Like, I've Brian Catley with me, I've Kevin Branagh with me, Marty Murray. Not so great having Marty Murray with me, like, but he's what a guy. 3 months.
One pup, isn't it?
Jesus Christ of Almighty. Yeah. I think he just feeds himself caffeine. I don't think he eats. I think he just eats Nescafe, granules, chews him. Never seen nothing like it in my life. So we have a brilliant squad of Dave McCartney, the chairman's brilliant with me. He's like a one for nothing with him. And you know, I've just brought Packy stepped down this year, so I've brought in Johnny Flynn as my assistant, an RX Cliftonville player, and James Daly, who's helped out at Linfield as well. So no, we've a brilliant setup, brilliant club, and we're hoping to go places.
Brilliant. So just one last one, Janty. How would you look back on your career?
I loved it. Jesus Christ, I loved it. It's the laughs I miss. See, if I'm being honest with you. Great success, obviously, winning it with Cliftonville. I wouldn't have wanted to win it with anyone else. Don't get me wrong, I took it, you know, but winning with Cliftonville was actually special. It was, remember me and Ryan Catney standing in the halfway lane for the League Cup, you know, when we were 4-0 up, saying I can't believe we've actually won a major cup with Cliftonville, and that would have done me. Honestly, I'd have retired very happily, the fact that I won that. But to go and win 2 leagues and have the success we had and meet the players and play with the players that I had was brilliant. So my career, Jesus, I wouldn't change one thing about it. The leg breaks, the injuries, you know, not one single thing. The one thing you miss is the laughs. Like the laughs we had in that, that's especially that successful Cliftonville team, honest to God. Now the crack we had in the change room was frightening. That's the one thing. And I can understand why people struggle, you know, with mental health after football, because that is the biggest thing. See, constantly being around people who you can, you know, you associate with, you have similarities with, who you can enjoy conversations, enjoy laughs with. See, when that's took from you, you know, so rapidly, I could understand it. I was just very lucky to stay in football. You know, even at under 18 level, I was still up and seeing first team players coming off the pitch while we were going on and being able to chat with them for 5 minutes. It makes some difference. See having that took away from you, I imagine it would be so hard. So I've been very, very lucky.
Boys, the full-time boys, exactly. Like that.
Exactly, and you know the academy coaching that I do during the day, you know, with football management company, see some of the wee kids. Honest to God, the potential's frightening, and you're just hoping that you're influencing them and you're, you know, preparing them for what's ahead, because not all of them will make it. And see, being able to prepare them a wee bit, you know, wee for knockback, because I'll tell you, getting dropped in the Irish Cup squad, the Irish Cup final squad, it's sickening, but it's how you bounce back from it. And you know, obviously I bounced back well, but you just hope that some of them kids, if I had one of them kids and they didn't recover from it, then that's it. They're gone wilderness and they'll never be seen again. So you're just trying to use all the experiences that I've had to help them kids. And again, that's same as St. James's too. You know, young lads coming through, and obviously Branagh and Cats, you don't really have to worry about. You let them get on with it. But you know, you're trying to just use those experiences, that the good ones you enjoyed, you're trying to keep, and the bad ones you're trying to, you know, prepare people for what might happen. Brilliant.
That was fantastic, Janty. Listen, thanks very much for doing it for me. So
no bar, mate.
All right, so
I'll expect those 6 beer Murata you promised me.
No sweat. Speak to you later, good man.
All right, mate. Thank you now. Bye.